You protect everything you care about, your phone, your house, your money. But have you ever stopped and asked, what am I doing to protect my brain? Right now, take a breath and pause for a moment. This might be the most important question you'll hear today, because your brain controls everything. Your memory, your words, your focus, your choices, your future, all depend on how well you protect and train the most powerful tool you have. Welcome. Let me ask you something simple but powerful. What are you really doing each day to protect the most valuable thing you own? You protect your house from thieves, your car from scratches, your savings from loss, but you rarely protect your brain from decay. People say things like, I forget everything these days, and laugh. But inside, they feel the silent fear of losing themselves slowly. They blame age, stress, or overwork. But what's really happening is deeper. Their brain is slowly fading, losing sharpness, losing control. It's not funny. It's not harmless. It's not just tiredness. It's mental decline happening quietly inside while the outside looks perfectly fine. You can't see it in the mirror, but you feel it when you forget names, when you lose focus, when your thoughts get foggy. Your memory weakens because you stop training it. You stop challenging it. You let it drift into autopilot while the world keeps moving. We exercise our bodies, eat well for our skin, take care of our appearance, yet ignore the one thing that powers it all, our mind. Think about it. You stretch your muscles to stay strong. You eat to stay fit. But how often do you exercise your brain consciously? Every decision, problem, dream, and conversation comes from that small organ inside your skull, yet it receives no training, no attention. And when the brain is ignored, it becomes slower, weaker, and dull. You lose focus, clarity, and eventually confidence in your own mind. Let me tell you something few people realize. Memory is not a magical gift. It's a muscle that either grows or shrinks with use. When you train it, it strengthens. When you neglect it, it fades. And the fading doesn't stop until you make the choice to act. If you truly want to stay sharp, focused, and confident, you must start exercising your brain. Not tomorrow, not someday, but now. It doesn't require complex tools or genius methods. All it takes is awareness, commitment, and a few daily mental habits practiced consistently. Because today's world attacks your brain every single minute. Social media, multitasking, endless scrolling, and constant noise steal your focus daily. You think you're relaxing, but your mind is under attack. Each notification chips away at your attention and your power to think deeply. You open your phone for a moment, and suddenly 20 minutes vanish. That's not coincidence. That's how the digital world weakens your control. But the truth is, you can fight back. You can reclaim your mental clarity, rebuild focus, and strengthen your memory with conscious training. When you do, you'll feel something powerful return: calmness, direction, energy, and confidence that flows from within like sunlight through clouds. Because when your brain wakes up, everything else in your life follows. Your work, your speech, your relationships, even your faith in yourself. This video is not entertainment. It's not motivation. It's a battle for your brain. A chance to take back what life quietly stole from you. And if you follow along fully, not just watch, but actually do the exercises, you'll rediscover mental power most people forgot they ever had. You'll begin remembering names easily, focusing longer, thinking faster, speaking more clearly, and feeling truly alive instead of constantly distracted. So, welcome to the most important training of your life. This is where transformation begins, not in your body, but in your mind. Because when you sharpen your brain, Your words flow better, your thoughts connect faster, and your entire life becomes more meaningful and bright. Let's start with the first exercise, the memory chain game, a simple yet extraordinary way to rebuild your memory through imagination and fun. Your brain doesn't remember random facts. It remembers connection, emotion, and story. That's why we link ideas like a chain to hold them together. Step 1. Choose 10 random words, objects, animals, places, anything. For example, tiger, phone, shoes, rain, candle, door, apple, train, balloon, glass. Now, if you just read them, you'll forget them soon. But when you connect them into a funny or emotional story, they stay forever. Try this. One day, a tiger called my phone while I was buying shoes in the rain under a candle hanging from a door. Then I threw an apple at a passing train, which popped a balloon and shattered a glass window nearby. Sounds silly, but it works. Now close your eyes and recall the words. You'll remember them easily because your brain loves images, patterns, and emotional context, not repetition. This activates both sides of your brain, logic and creativity, forcing attention and making each detail more memorable than dry memorization ever could. The brain learns through emotion and novelty. When something feels unusual, it sticks. That's how memory transforms from effort into effortless recall. And this practice isn't limited to lists. It helps with presentations, new vocabulary, exam preparation, even storytelling when speaking English naturally. You can play this game anywhere, while walking, resting, or before bed. All you need is imagination and consistency to build mental strength. Try 5 random words in the morning and recall them at night. Then increase gradually to 10, 15, and beyond. You'll feel sharper daily. Let's test it right now. Learn these words: confident, delay, review, package, airport, now. Create a story connecting them together vividly. A confident man delayed his flight because he wanted to review a package at the airport before departure. Simple, clear, emotional, unforgettable. Your brain remembers the man, the action, the place, and now the words are anchored deeply, connected by emotion and logic at once. This works for everything: names, groceries, English words, meeting notes, even birthdays, because you transform information into imagination. The more vivid the image, the stronger the memory becomes, and the more stories you make, the more agile your brain grows each day. Soon you'll notice small miracles, remembering dreams, recalling past details, speaking faster, focusing deeper, feeling more mentally alive than before. This is how you regain control of your memory. Not through medicine, not through luck, but through movement, attention, and playful awareness daily. Because your brain, like your body, grows only when you use it, and when you use it with joy. It rewards you beyond belief. So from this moment, treat your memory like a living muscle, train it, challenge it, and it will grow into your strongest ally again. Your brain has now begun to awaken, but memory alone is not enough. You must train it through sound, through your own living voice. You've been taught to read silently, maybe to write or highlight words, but nobody told you your greatest memory tool is your voice itself. Speaking aloud transforms information into emotion. It forces your brain to focus, connect, and retain ideas more deeply than silent reading ever could. When you speak, your ears, tongue, and memory work together. This harmony creates stronger neural links, making information last longer and feel alive. Most people forget what they read because they never say it aloud. They keep learning quietly, passively, without activating their brain's natural memory system. Real memory is not about putting things inside your mind. It's about pulling them out clearly when you need them most under pressure. That's why this next technique, speak to memorize, is your hidden weapon. It builds active recall, confidence, and brain-to-speech connection every single day. Here's how it works. Choose anything to remember. A quote, a list, a name, an English phrase, even a new concept you just learned. Read it once, then say it out loud, not softly, not lazily, but with full emotion, rhythm, and intention, as if you're teaching it passionately. Don't whisper, project, don't repeat mechanically, express it like you mean it. Let your voice carry energy your brain can feel and remember. When you speak aloud, your auditory memory activates. Your brain listens to itself, records tone, emotion, and movement, creating layers of lasting recall naturally. This act also strengthens motor memory. Your mouth, tongue, and breathing muscles encode pronunciation and rhythm deeper than any textbook ever could. Every repetition becomes a stronger neural pathway. Emotion plus sound equals retention. That's why singers remember lyrics. Emotion makes memory unbreakable. Let's try a simple example together. Choose 3 words: grateful, opportunity, challenge. Say them aloud with meaning and repetition, connecting each with life. Grateful, Grateful. Grateful means thankful. I'm grateful for this day, for this breath, for the chance to learn something new now. Opportunity, Opportunity. Opportunity means a chance. Every morning is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more confident in my English learning. Challenge, Challenge. Challenge means something difficult but powerful. Every challenge builds character, teaching me what comfort could never reveal. Now, pause. You've just created 4 layers of memory: sound, spelling, definition, and context. That's deeper than 10 silent readings combined effortlessly. Because when you speak, you live the word. You taste it, hear it, and feel it vibrate inside your chest. That's unforgettable memory energy. Let's try it again with a quote. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Say it 5 times, each differently. First, calm. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Breathe slowly and feel its truth settle in quietly. Second, strong. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Speak like a warrior claiming control over instant temptation. Third, reflective. Discipline really means choosing long-term peace over short-term pleasure. Say it gently, thoughtfully, letting the meaning sink into your bones deeply. Fourth, fast. Discipline is choice, now or later, easy or right. Quick rhythm trains focus and instant retrieval under mental speed pressure easily. Finally, confident. Discipline is not punishment, it's power. I choose what I want most. That tone anchors pride, determination, and emotional permanence together. Now that sentence will stay inside you, not because you memorized it, but because you experienced it. Physically, emotionally, mentally, completely. Your brain trusts your own voice more than your notes. It believes what you say repeatedly with conviction. That's why self-talk shapes identity naturally. When you whisper fear, you remember fear. When you speak strength, you remember strength. Your voice programs your brain to reflect your chosen mindset. So from now on, whatever you learn, speak it. Don't just read silently. Use your voice like an instrument of understanding and connection always. Record yourself explaining a lesson. Listen later. You'll realize how much more sticks when you hear your own rhythm, tone, and conviction together. Try doing this while walking, cleaning, or driving. Speak out vocabulary, daily goals, or affirmations. Let your voice fill ordinary moments with awareness. This practice doesn't just improve memory, it builds fluency, pronunciation, emotional intelligence, and confidence. Essential tools for mastering English naturally, because fluency isn't perfection, it's flow. And flow is born when your brain and mouth train together through repetition, emotion, and sound every day. You don't need a teacher beside you. You don't need fancy techniques. You simply need to speak with purpose and believe in what you're saying. Your brain listens. It records emotion more than information. It remembers passion longer than notes. So give it the sound of passion every day. When you combine speech with feeling, you train the deepest layers of memory. That's how you'll recall information even under stress or distraction quickly. This is not a trick. It's real training. It's brain fitness through sound, through presence, through emotional repetition that creates lifelong neural strength. So next time you study or learn, don't just read. Speak it like a teacher. Teach yourself through your own voice. Watch your mind evolve. Your voice is your memory gym. Every word you speak with awareness becomes a repetition. Each tone a new connection. Each pause a moment of growth. Use it wisely. Speak intentionally. Because the words you say to yourself become the blueprint of how your brain chooses to remember life forever, even if nobody hears you. Your brain does, even if nobody believes you. Your neurons respond to your tone as if it's absolute truth inside. So keep speaking with conviction. Speak clarity. Speak gratitude. Speak discipline. And over time, your mind will align with the words you declare. This is how language becomes transformation, not through translation, but through emotion. You're not only learning English, you're rewiring your brain today. Every time you repeat a phrase aloud, you're building new bridges inside your mind. Bridges between memory, meaning, and mastery effortlessly combined. You are shaping your intelligence one word at a time, using the most natural instrument you were born with, your voice. Never underestimate its power. This is how true learners remember forever. They don't just study, they perform. They don't memorize, they embody. They don't read, they speak. And that, right there, is how your memory becomes alive again. Speak what you learn, feel what you say, and your brain will never forget. Your brain now remembers faster. Your words sound stronger. But there's one more skill that separates forgetfulness from mastery: daily reflection and recall. Most people live entire days on autopilot, reacting, scrolling, talking, eating, yet forgetting almost everything that happened once night falls completely unnoticed. They don't forget because their brain is broken. They forget because they never stop to review, organize, or truly absorb what they experienced today. That's why the next method, the 3-2-1 recall technique, is simple but life-changing. It builds awareness, reflection, and deep memory together daily, every night before sleep. You give your brain a small challenge: recall, reflect, and review your day through 3 questions that train focus and clarity. It takes only 3 minutes, yet it can rebuild decades of scattered attention. Because remembering your life is remembering who you truly are again. Here's how it works. Each night, close your eyes or open your journal and ask yourself 3 things you learned today. 2 emotions, 1 small detail. 3 things you learned can be anything: a new English word, a life lesson, a fact, or even something simple you notice differently than before. 2 emotions you felt, maybe pride after finishing work, or frustration after failing a goal. Naming them trains emotional intelligence powerfully, and one small detail you almost forgot, a smile, a smell, a voice, a sound, anchors your day inside real sensory memory, not surface thought. Let's imagine tonight's reflection. 3 things I learned. I remember better when I speak aloud. I discovered the word intentional. I realized emotion boosts recall. 2 emotions I felt, pride after exercising, and irritation when I lost focus midway through my work. One detail I almost forgot, a childhood photo appeared, just like that. Your brain begins reconnecting dots between memory, meaning, and feeling. It starts paying attention during the day because it knows you'll ask later. This is powerful because the brain performs better when it knows it's being observed, when it expects reflection, when awareness becomes a habit inside daily life. Do this each night. You'll notice subtle shifts. You start noticing details you once ignored. Conversations feel richer. Emotions become clearer and manageable. You'll recall events in order, remember small things easily, and feel more mentally present instead of living like a blur moving too quickly always. Because memory isn't built by experiences alone. It's built by the attention you give those experiences. The moments you choose to keep consciously. The 3-2-1 recall technique is your mental gym. It forces your mind to retrieve, organize, and store. 3 powerful processes of deep learning and retention combined. It strengthens 3 types of memory at once: informational, emotional, and observational, the very foundation of focus, intelligence, and emotional stability combined. And the best part? You don't need technology, apps, or reminders, just awareness, honesty, and 3 peaceful minutes before your day ends completely silently. If you practice for 30 days, you'll see transformation. You'll start remembering where you placed things, words people said, ideas from conversations, everything. You'll even recall what you felt days ago. That connection between thought and emotion builds emotional clarity, the root of calm focus and maturity. This is not only memory training, it's mindfulness, gratitude, and self-trust disguised as a small daily ritual that reawakens your awareness naturally. Imagine lying in bed, lights off, whispering to yourself, "What did I truly learn, feel, and almost forget today?" That quiet act repairs your mind gently. It tells your brain, you matter, your moments matter. And the brain, once seen and heard, begins to serve you with incredible clarity every morning after. Now your perception sharpens, your reactions slow down, your learning deepens. You begin to see life in high resolution instead of constant rushing blur. And that's what brain training truly is. Not complexity, but attention. Not control, but presence. Not memorization, but meaningful observation with care. The more aware you become, the more your memory strengthens naturally. Because memory thrives where awareness lives. The 2 are inseparable forever, truly. Do this ritual before sleep for 30 days straight. Then look back. You'll realize you no longer forget. You actually live every moment twice consciously. Once when it happens, and once when you recall it. That's how life becomes richer, and how your brain grows wiser through daily awareness and gratitude. Now that your reflection is strong, let's move to another sense, vision, the most powerful gateway into memory and detail humans often ignore completely daily. Exercise 4. Visual snapshot training. This technique sharpens your observation, attention to detail, and visual memory better than any app ever could. Most people look, but they don't see. They notice the surface, not the structure. The mind skips details, and that's where memory hides patiently. Your brain is a camera, but most people never focus its lens properly. They move too fast, leaving images blurry and incomplete inside their mind. So let's train it. Stand in any room, your kitchen, your bedroom, even your office. Look around carefully for exactly 30 seconds only. Then close your eyes or turn away. Try to recall everything you saw, in order, in detail, in color, as vividly as possible right now. Not just a bed and a table. Say, a red pillow on the left, a blue book under the table, 2 coins beside the lamp gently shining. Open your eyes again. Check what you missed. That missing detail is where your brain fell asleep. That's the part you'll train tomorrow again consciously. Because attention builds memory. The more detail you notice, the more layers your brain stores. Every detail is a hook your mind uses later. Do this daily. Choose new places. Try cafes, parks, or your desk. Each session sharpens your visual recall and makes your awareness alive again completely. Soon, you'll remember faces better. Notice colors around you, recall objects faster, and navigate life with calm alertness instead of chaotic forgetfulness. Your world becomes more vivid. You stop losing items. You start noticing beauty. You begin living with eyes truly open, seeing rather than glancing always. Because memory lives in the smallest things. A shirt color, a smile curve, a window reflection, and those details make moments unforgettable forever. This practice doesn't just train recall, it awakens appreciation. You see what others miss, and that alone builds confidence and intelligence beyond words. When your visual attention grows, your conversations improve too. You describe clearly, you listen better, you express vividly, all rooted in simple, mindful seeing. The more attention you give the world, the more your brain gives back. That's the secret behind people who appear sharp, calm, and effortlessly intelligent. They don't have better brains. They have better awareness. They don't see more things. They notice what truly matters and store it with care. So tonight, before bed, pick a small space around you, observe, recall, describe. Each time you do, you feed your brain another reason to stay awake. You're no longer a passive observer of life. You're an active rememberer, collecting details, emotions, and meaning with purpose. That's true intelligence daily. Your brain is waking up now. Your attention is expanding. And the best is yet to come, because the next challenge connects body, mind, and motion deeply. Your mind is clearer now, your awareness sharper. But it's time to connect thought with motion, to train your body and brain together fully. Because your body and mind are not separate, every movement you make sends signals that shape your focus, attention, and ability to recall instantly. That's why the next exercise is powerful and unique. The backward walk with recall technique. Few people know it, yet it transforms cognition profoundly. It's not only about memory improvement, it's about awakening your brain from autopilot by combining physical coordination with focused mental recall deliberately. Your brain grows through challenge. When you do something unusual, it must rewire connections, build new patterns, and stay alert to unfamiliar movement carefully. Walking backwards safely forces your brain to stay present. It can't depend on habit. It must observe, balance, and calculate every step consciously again. Now imagine pairing this movement with memory recall. Suddenly, your body and brain merge, creating a training that strengthens focus, balance, and retention together perfectly. Scientific studies show this coordination activates the cerebellum, which controls attention, rhythm, movement, and short-term memory simultaneously across multiple neural circuits beautifully. And when your cerebellum wakes up, your mental speed, creativity, and recall accuracy increase because movement multiplies brain activity far more than stillness does. Here's how you practice. Step 1. Find a safe space, an empty hallway, a quiet room, or anywhere clear of obstacles where you can move easily. Step 2. Think of a short list to memorize. 5 groceries, 5 English words, or 5 small goals you want to remember for the week. Step 3. Read your list once, then put it away. Now begin walking backwards slowly, step by step, carefully, staying balanced and focused on recall together. With each backward step, recall one item aloud. Say it clearly, confidently. Use your voice to engage your focus and strengthen auditory memory immediately. For example, your list: milk, bananas, bread, soap, rice. Step 1. Say milk. Step 2. Bananas. Step 3. Bread. Step 4. Soap. Step 5. Rice. Now reverse it. Step 1. Rice. Step 2. Soap. Step 3. Bread. Step 4. Bananas. Step 5. Milk. You've just doubled your mental challenge instantly. Your brain must now manage coordination, spatial awareness, speech, and memory retrieval all at once. This is neuroplasticity training in real time, truly, and each repetition builds stronger communication between your body and mind. Increasing focus, agility, and the ability to remember under physical stress beautifully. You can add variations. Try recalling sentences instead of words. Say English phrases while walking backwards slowly, or alternate steps with side movement safely. When you do this daily, your recall speed improves. You remember shopping lists, to-do tasks, exam notes, and names faster and with less frustration consistently, because this method forces presence. You can't daydream while stepping backward. Your brain must stay awake, and that alertness builds memory precision naturally. It also helps people who overthink or feel mental fog. Moving backward breaks routine and clears confusion because it demands total attention in every step. After just 5 minutes a day, you'll feel a shift. Thoughts become lighter, your mind more coordinated, and your awareness vibrantly alive again, truly. You've just experienced mental exercise through motion, a reminder that the brain thrives on challenge, not comfort. Growth begins where patterns break gently, and when your brain learns to stay calm under this controlled challenge, it starts performing better under daily pressure, work, study, or conversation instantly. Now, let's take that same principle of active recall to the next level, through teaching. Because if you can teach something, you truly own it. Exercise 6. Teach to lock it. This is one of the oldest and most effective memory techniques humans have ever discovered through centuries of wisdom. If you can explain it simply, you truly understand it. But if you can't, it means the learning stayed shallow, unprocessed, and unorganized completely. Teaching forces your brain to recall, structure, and simplify information, turning it from temporary knowledge into permanent memory embedded with logic and clarity. Here's how you do it. Step 1. Learn something, maybe a new English phrase, a quote, a brain exercise, or an inspiring lesson from today's video. Step 2. Close your notes. Now teach it to a friend, sibling, parent, mirror, or even your phone camera, as if you're explaining it freshly. Step 3. Simplify it while explaining. Don't repeat words mechanically. Break it down like a teacher, making it clear and emotional for someone learning anew. That process, retrieval, organization, expression, builds deep neural pathways. It's how your brain tests comprehension and locks new knowledge permanently inside. Let's practice. You just learned the memory chain game earlier. Now try teaching it aloud without notes. Walking someone through steps with emotion and logic. Say, you pick 10 random words and create a fun story to connect them. The brain remembers stories better than separate facts naturally while you explain. You're recalling structure, using examples, creating flow, all of which strengthen memory recall and communication together seamlessly within moments. People who read remember some, people who write remember more, but people who teach remember best. Because teaching activates all memory types at once. Logical memory organizes facts. Verbal memory expresses them. Emotional memory reinforces meaning. Social memory connects them to others. Self-correction refines understanding constantly. You even realize what you don't fully know, giving your mind a mirror to correct itself, which makes understanding deeper and lasting automatically. Bonus tip: record yourself explaining something short each day, a quote, a story, or a vocabulary set. Then watch and note what you missed. You'll see patterns where your memory hesitates, where your explanation shines, where your understanding deepens. This becomes powerful self-feedback and growth training. And there's another secret benefit. Teaching boosts confidence. When you explain clearly, you feel capable, expressive, and connected to your knowledge authentically. For English learners, this method is priceless. You practice memory and fluency simultaneously, transforming passive learning into active speaking with clarity and pride. So don't just study alone quietly, teach out loud, even to yourself. Become your own best teacher, guiding your thoughts into strength and precision confidently. This is how you lock information in your mind, not through endless review, but through expression, through storytelling, through sharing what you truly know, because your brain doesn't grow from storage, it grows from use. And teaching is the ultimate form of mental exercise anyone can practice daily. You're no longer just learning now. You're transforming knowledge into wisdom, memory into mastery, and your voice into a bridge of understanding eternally. Your mind feels lighter, your recall faster, and your English speech clearer. That's because you've turned learning into creation, not mere consumption anymore. And this is how your brain begins to evolve beyond remembering. It starts thinking deeply, reflecting truthfully, and teaching beautifully from within. Your memory is stronger, your confidence rising, but now we focus on something even more powerful: sound, the sense that builds memory through listening deeply. Because memory isn't only what you see or speak, it's also what you hear. Process and repeat. Hearing trains awareness, reaction, and emotional connection every moment. That's why this next method, the sound recall drill, strengthens your auditory memory, the part of your brain that remembers voices, tones, and spoken words perfectly. Most people only read or watch. They never train their listening. But sound carries emotion, rhythm, and energy, the very ingredients your brain loves most. Listening is passive, but recalling what you heard is active. An active recall transforms sound into memory, strengthening your ability to focus and respond clearly. You can practice this easily every day using short voice clips, podcasts, or even parts of this video. The key is attention, not length or difficulty. Here's how to do it. Step 1. Choose a short audio, 30 seconds, maybe one sentence from an English podcast, story, or inspiring speech you enjoy. Listen to it once only. Don't take notes. Don't rewind. Just listen fully. Let the words and rhythm flow through your ears and into awareness completely. Step 2. Pause the clip. Now, without reading, try to repeat what you heard in your own words, capturing meaning, tone, and structure as best possible. Then play the clip again. Compare what you remembered. What did you keep? What did you lose? What small words slipped away quietly between thoughts unnoticed? Step 3. Repeat the same process 2 or 3 times daily with different audio clips. Gradually, your recall speed and precision will rise powerfully over time. Let's test it with a sentence. Many people believe memory is a gift, but it's a skill trained like a muscle. Listen once. Pause, then recall. You might say, most people think memory is something you're born with, but it can be built like a muscle through training. That's success already, because the goal isn't perfect repetition, it's understanding, retention, and recreation. That's how your brain learns to listen with purpose, not just with ears. Each repetition strengthens neural pathways between your auditory and linguistic centers. That's why musicians, actors, and interpreters often remember longer. They practice active listening daily. You can start small, using short phrases or new vocabulary from your lessons. Then move to longer recordings, 1 to 2 minutes, summarizing them afterward concisely. Try recalling main ideas in 3 sentences. For English learners, this practice improves comprehension, vocabulary retention, pronunciation, and mental translation speed naturally over time. It's like mental weightlifting. Each recall repetition trains your working memory, turning listening into power, concentration, and verbal fluency effortlessly combined through discipline. You can do it anywhere. Morning walks, commutes, before bed, use headphones or a quiet room. Let sound become your classroom and your meditation combine beautifully. Challenge yourself further. Listen in noisy environments. Train your brain to focus amid distraction. That's real mastery. Being attentive even in chaos and noise completely. This method builds something rare. Auditory confidence. You'll no longer say, "Wait, what did they just say?" You'll respond calmly because you truly heard clearly. And if you're learning English, this is gold. You're not just memorizing, you're tuning your ear to rhythm, accent, stress, and emotion through practice daily. The more you listen, recall, and speak back, the stronger your comprehension and self-expression become. You don't just hear English, you live it fully. This is how listening transforms from effort into flow. Every repetition rewires your brain to store sound with meaning. Like songs that never fade away easily, your mind now holds sound as memory, rhythm as understanding, and emotion as anchor. This combination builds a mind that listens actively to life itself. And this listening discipline sharpens every area of thought. You process faster, react quicker, and connect deeper. Because hearing and memory move together harmoniously now. That's the power of sound. Invisible, yet unforgettable. And once you master it, you'll notice your conversations feel richer, clearer, and far more confident daily, now that your listening memory is alive. Let's push it further with the countdown recall game, training short-term focus and speed under time pressure immediately. Because real life doesn't give you unlimited time to think. You must remember, decide, and speak clearly under stress. That's how mastery reveals itself truly. The countdown recall game trains your mind for exactly that. Speed-based recall, clarity under pressure, and mental organization while the clock keeps ticking rapidly. Here's how to do it. Choose 5 to 10 random objects around you. Anything you see now. Pen, phone, notebook, candle, keys, mask, coin, plant, charger. Look at them for 20 seconds. Then close your eyes or cover the list. Set a timer for 1 minute and begin recalling quickly and confidently aloud. Say each item you remember. When time's up, Check your accuracy. Repeat again later with new items or reverse order. Watch how recall speed multiplies naturally. Your brain learns urgency. It realizes focus is survival. Under pressure, it retrieves faster, organizes data better, and reacts without freezing or losing rhythm anymore. This is the kind of memory athletes, public speakers, and performers rely on: fast, responsive, sharp. And now you can build it deliberately yourself daily. Try variations. Use English words you learned today. Recall them alphabetically or backward. Compete with a friend for fun while strengthening focus and reaction at once. Each session lasts 2 minutes, yet builds alertness that lasts all day. You'll notice quicker reactions, clearer thought, and calm focus even in busy environments. Because your brain starts learning to stay composed while recalling information under tension, that's real intelligence. Not panic under performance anymore. You can play this before exams, meetings, or presentations. It trains clarity, calm, and confidence, qualities that separate strong minds from ordinary ones truly. This exercise rewires your brain to stay organized under chaos. You transform mental confusion into structured recall and distraction into precision completely. And the best part? It's simple, fun, and free. No gadgets, no tricks, just focus, pressure, and the discipline to improve steadily each day consistently. After a week, you'll feel sharper in conversations, quicker in remembering names, and stronger in presenting thoughts under stress without hesitation or fear clearly. Because true intelligence isn't about knowing everything. It's about retrieving what matters when it matters, calmly, precisely, and confidently every single time. This is what the countdown recall game gives you. Not memory alone, but mental control, speed, and presence in every real-life situation you face bravely. So whenever life feels fast, play this game, slow your breath, start the timer, and train your brain to stay steady while moving faster every second. Your brain now reacts like a trained athlete, calm under stress, quick under challenge, and focused under distraction. That's real mastery of memory in action. The more pressure you handle through this game, the more peaceful you feel in daily life, because your mind knows how to stay balanced, always. You've now built memory through sound, focus through time, and confidence through practice. But there's another deeper layer ahead, the one that rebuilds identity fully. You've built power, focus, and speed. But the next step is reflection. Seeing yourself clearly, not through thoughts, but through your own living words. Because memory isn't just remembering data, it's remembering life. And the most powerful way to do that is by speaking directly to yourself consciously. That's the essence of mirror narration, a powerful exercise that rebuilds clarity, confidence, and emotional awareness by narrating your day aloud, face-to-face, gently. It's not performance. It's truth-telling. It's you looking into your eyes, reclaiming moments before they fade, turning daily experiences into wisdom through speech beautifully. Step 1. At the end of the day, stand in front of a mirror. No filters, no performance, just you and your honest reflection together. Step 2. Look directly into your eyes. Not at your clothes, not at your phone, your eyes. The window through which your soul listens quietly always. Now begin to speak. Describe your day from morning to night. What happened, what you felt, what you learned, what you regret, and what you remember dearly. Don't rush. Don't judge. Just speak like you're telling a story to someone you deeply care about, because that someone is actually you forever. When you do this, something changes. You stop existing automatically and start observing yourself living. Reflection becomes experience repeated, emotion understood, memory renewed constantly. The brain stores emotional memory stronger than logical memory. So when you express feelings aloud, you lock them deeper than silent thoughts ever could completely. This exercise activates visual, verbal, and emotional memory systems together, creating mental clarity, emotional healing, and presence all through simple conscious narration daily. Let's imagine tonight you stand before your mirror at 10 p.m., you breathe slowly, then begin. I woke at 6:45, feeling tired but determined. I didn't check my phone first. I drank water, walked on the terrace, felt cool air, and remembered how peaceful mornings used to feel naturally. I had toast and tea, read 3 pages, attended a stressful meeting, spoke too fast, but later laughed with my friend Jack and felt lighter again. You recall these details one by one. Suddenly, your day feels more complete. You realize small victories, small emotions, small growth that you almost forgot entirely. That's what this technique gives. Memory of meaning. You stop losing your life in forgetfulness. You start keeping your days as part of your story. Every time you narrate, you transform memory from a blur into a clear sequence, organized, emotional, and alive inside your consciousness like vivid movie scenes. You begin noticing patterns, what triggers stress, what brings peace, what strengthens focus, learning directly from yourself without books or advice externally. And when you finish your narration, end gently. Forgive yourself for one thing you regret, then express gratitude for one thing that made you proud today. This ending adds emotional weight, making memory long-lasting, because forgiveness releases clutter, and gratitude imprints beauty deeply into your mental record completely. You'll soon notice how peaceful this feels. Reflection slows your heartbeat, clears your thoughts, and builds emotional intelligence naturally through self-awareness daily. People who practice mirror narration often describe deeper self-trust. They stop feeling lost because they remember their days instead of letting them disappear forever. Your brain needs repetition, emotion, and attention. Mirror narration gives all three, making it one of the most complete memory rituals for anyone alive. Do it every night for 30 days. You'll remember your life with sharper clarity than years of scattered journaling or overthinking could ever create. This isn't therapy, it's truth. The truth that your voice heals you, your reflection teaches you, your awareness keeps you whole again permanently. You're not only improving memory here, you're strengthening your identity, the story of who you are, told honestly every night by the person living it. And this habit makes you more mindful during the day. You'll act with awareness because you know you'll revisit these moments later thoughtfully. That's how reflection becomes transformation. You stop existing unconsciously. You start living deliberately. You remember life because you truly participated, not just survived through it. Now, after reconnecting with your present self, let's move to the final exercise, the bridge between today's memory and tomorrow's growth beautifully interwoven. Exercise 10. Teach tomorrow you. This practice anchors memory for the future, combining teaching, gratitude, and intention into one lasting daily ritual gracefully. Here's the idea. Before sleeping, record or write one key lesson from today as if you're teaching it to your future self tomorrow morning sincerely. Why does this work? Because your brain remembers purpose. When you attach knowledge to responsibility, it becomes anchored, meaningful, and impossible to forget ever again. Step 1. Choose one important thing you learned today. Maybe a technique, an emotion, a thought, or something new about yourself you hadn't noticed clearly before. Step 2. Speak to your future self. Imagine tomorrow morning's you listening, needing this wisdom, and explain it with care. Honesty and emotional warmth lovingly. Step 3. Say it aloud or record it. Let your tone carry sincerity. You're not writing notes. You're transferring wisdom between versions of yourself fully. For example, dear tomorrow me, remember this. When I speak aloud, I learn faster. When I reflect, I feel lighter. Continue both again tomorrow morning. That in-minute message creates a bridge of memory between today and tomorrow. Your brain recognizes continuity, repetition, and emotional value immediately upon recall. Next day, when you hear your message, you feel alignment. Yes, I said this. I lived this. That familiarity reinforces your neural pathways powerfully. It transforms information into identity. Your lessons become part of you. You stop forgetting because your memory is tied to your story and purpose always. Do this daily, just 60 seconds before bed. Over time, you'll create a library of personal lessons recorded by the most trusted voice, your own voice. When you combine this with mirror narration, you achieve complete reflection. One exercise remembers the past. The other prepares the future continuously forever. You no longer just live days. You archive meaning. You pass messages between your present and future selves, building wisdom that compounds over time endlessly. And this habit grows self-respect. You begin trusting your consistency, seeing proof that you listen to yourself, and that builds inner strength beyond words deeply. You start waking up with direction. You remember lessons instead of regrets. You live consciously, aware that each day contributes to something larger truly. This is how memory becomes legacy. You're not just storing information. You're shaping your mind's story, recording what matters, and passing it forward lovingly. Because the most powerful memory is not the one that remembers the most facts, but the one that remembers what truly matters with purpose and gratitude. And now, after 10 powerful exercises, you stand transformed, awake, focused, reflective, and ready to use your brain as your greatest ally forever. You've learned that your brain is not slow, not broken, not lazy. It's simply waiting for your attention, your movement, your discipline to grow again. Each technique you've practiced, speaking, moving, reflecting, teaching, was not about memory alone. It's about reclaiming control of your inner world completely. You've reminded yourself that growth begins within, and once the mind is strong, everything outside starts aligning with clarity, direction, and peace truly. So before you close this video, take a deep breath. Feel proud. You didn't just listen, you trained, you reflected, you remembered, you grew instantly. You've reached the end of this journey, but it isn't truly the end. It's the beginning of a new way of thinking entirely. Most people finish videos and forget them within hours, but you're not most people. You stayed, listened, and gave your brain something priceless today. You gave it care. You gave it challenge. You gave it your attention, the one thing it's been quietly craving in this distracted world completely. And because you showed up, your brain responded. It woke up. It stretched. It learned again that it's never too late to become sharper truly. You've proven that memory is not a fixed gift. It's a muscle, and you just made it stronger through practice, patience, and real awareness today. Each exercise you've done, chain story, speaking aloud, reflection, movement, wasn't just a routine. It was a declaration of control over your own mind entirely. You now know that every time you focus, every time you recall, every time you reflect, your brain grows new connections like living roots expanding deeply. You've experienced something rare, mental peace through discipline, a quiet, powerful confidence that comes when you realize your thoughts are fully under your direction. And that feeling, that calm certainty, is what makes people truly strong, focused, and free. Not chaos, not noise, but conscious presence in every moment. Your mind is your greatest tool, your lifelong partner, your silent mirror. When you train it, life itself starts reflecting that clarity right back beautifully. Now you walk differently. You notice things again. You remember faces, words, and details that once slipped away unnoticed. Your mind feels alive, grounded, connected deeply. You've built new habits, awareness, reflection, teaching, gratitude. These aren't just memory tools. They're building blocks for a stronger, wiser, more peaceful life entirely. Because when your brain grows stronger, your world becomes brighter. Every conversation becomes meaningful. Every decision becomes clear. Every day becomes worth remembering sincerely. That's the hidden beauty of brain training. It doesn't just improve memory, it improves how you live, love, and learn in every possible way forever. You now see that the smallest exercises, a word spoken aloud, a reflection before bed, create the largest changes inside your consciousness effortlessly. You've taken your power back. You no longer live on autopilot. You think, choose, and act with awareness, the highest form of intelligence humans possess naturally. So remember this truth. You are not behind. You are simply beginning again, but this time with understanding, strength, and unshakable mental clarity deeply. Because your brain wasn't lazy. It was waiting for you to give it purpose again, to remind it what it was designed to become truly. Every second of attention you give, your mind returns multiplied in focus, peace, creativity, and confidence that radiates through everything you do daily. The exercises you've learned today aren't tasks to finish. They're tools to live by. They'll serve you for years, shaping your mind endlessly. Whenever you feel lost or forgetful again, return here, re-watch, relearn, repeat. Each time, your brain will adapt faster, stronger, and more effortlessly than before. Because mastery isn't about remembering once, it's about returning again and again until what was practiced becomes part of who you are naturally. That's how transformation happens, slowly at first, then suddenly, until one day you wake up thinking clearly, speaking fluently, and living with genuine intention daily. You've earned that. You've done what most never do. You faced your own distractions, trained your own mind, and reclaimed your mental focus fully. And as you leave this video, I want you to remember one last truth. Your memory is not just your power, it's your story completely. It holds your past, shapes your present, and builds your future. Treat it with care, and it will never fail you ever again truly. Because your brain is loyal, it listens, it grows, it remembers. All it ever needed was your attention, your movement, and your consistency daily. So don't stop here. Keep going, keep speaking, reflecting, and teaching. Keep training your brain to see life not as routine, but as wonder eternally. And whenever you doubt yourself, just whisper, "I'm still learning." Because the learner's mind never grows old. It only grows wiser and more awake continuously. That's how you build longevity, not only in memory, but in purpose. A sharp mind is a meaningful life lived with full awareness every moment. Now close your eyes for a second and breathe deeply. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your thoughts slowing down. Feel your focus returning home to peace beautifully. This is your reminder. You are in control. You can reset, rebuild, and rise again. No matter how scattered or tired your mind once felt before, your memory is your compass, your guide, your quiet friend. It's the part of you that holds every lesson, emotion, and victory together always. Take care of it, and it will take care of you. Every second, every word, every dream you ever choose to chase bravely. If this message touched you, if it helped you think deeper or breathe slower, subscribe to Soulful English and continue this journey with me gently. Not for numbers, not for fame, but for growth, for the quiet, powerful transformation that begins when you decide to care for your mind truly. Because one video won't change your life, but consistent awareness will. And that begins right here, right now, with you choosing to keep learning always. You've proven that attention is strength, that silence is clarity, and that the human mind can rise from distraction into purpose again completely. So before you leave, whisper this to yourself. I remember who I am. I remember what I'm becoming. I remember my power entirely. Then carry that feeling into tomorrow, into every conversation, every challenge, every dream. Let your trained mind lead your new chapter starting today. You are not broken. You are awakening. And the world will soon feel that difference in your voice, your energy, your presence, your peace sincerely. Thank you for staying till the end. You are rare. You are powerful. And your mind, your most sacred gift, is worth everything forever. We'll meet again, stronger, sharper, and wiser. Until then, keep your brain alive, your heart open, and your spirit curious for what comes next always. Subscribe now to Soulful English. Let's grow together, not just in language, but in thought, focus, and the art of remembering life beautifully, because your journey has just begun.